It is a beautiful morning. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Carnival Breakfast Show, coming to you from Carnival Radio. And this is Newspaper Review. I am Joseph Oyukola. Good morning, and welcome once again. This morning on Newspaper Review, I came with different newspapers. Of course, I came with Punch. The Nation is here with me. I have Vanguard newspaper and the Post newspaper. But to begin the news details, I will forced to read the headlines. Reading from the Punch newspaper, shocking surge. Electricity subsidy jumps to 120% to nearly 2 trillion naira. Police rescue 31 kidnap victims in Taraba, Edo. Ekiti, Ondo, doctors set for showdown over federal government's pay review. Benue uncovers 4,000 substandard schools. Troops reject 13.7 million naira bribe. Kill bandits in nationwide crackdown. And now to the news details. The federal government electricity tariff subsidy jumped from 610 billion naira in 2023 to 1.94 trillion naira in 2024. This represents a 219.67% increase in yearly subsidy funding, despite the Band A tariff hike of April 2024. The Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission and analysts observed that the subsidy figures rose following the floating of the naira by President Bola Tinubu in June 2024, as well as the removal of few subsidies leading to high inflation rate. According to NEC, the federal government incurred a total electricity tariff subsidy of 1.94 trillion naira in 2024 to cover the shortfall between the cost-reflective tariffs and the actual tariffs approved by customers. It was reported that the federal government paid only 371.34 million naira out of the 1.94 trillion naira subsidy obligation for 2024. This translates to 0.019% settlement. Newsmen report that the cost was higher than the amount incurred in subsidies in 2023. The NEC annual report for 2023 stated the cumulative minimum remittance obligation for DISCO was 52.94%. For more details, please read from the Punch newspaper. This is really an interesting story you would love to have more details about. Shocking surge. Electricity subsidy jumps to 120% to nearly 2 trillion naira. Why? From the Vanguard newspaper. The Nigerian police force has announced the rescue of 31 kidnapped victims in two separate operations in Taraba and Oyo State. This was contained in a statement issued by the force public relations officer ACP Olumuyiwa Adejobi on Friday. In the statement, Adejobi noted that in a sustained effort against banditry and kidnapping, the Nigerian police force has again recorded significant breakthroughs in Taraba and Oyo State, successfully rescuing 31 kidnapped victims in two separate coordinated operations. Kidnapped victims rescued in Taraba and Oyo State. The force PRO further explained that efforts are currently being intensified to ensure the apprehension and prosecution of the fleeing perpetrators. This news was sourced from the Vanguard newspaper. Police rescued 31 kidnapped victims in Taraba, Oyo State. In the meantime, in a sweeping offensive against criminal networks, Nigerian troops have revealed a 13.7 million naira bribe from terrorists in Plateau State, killed 2 bandits in a gun battle, and arrested suspected arms carriers, including National Union of Road Transport Workers members in Borno State. Director, Defense Media Operations, Defense Headquarters, Major General Marcos Kege disclosed this on Thursday during a press briefing in Abuja to outline recent military operations across the country from July 9 to 16, 2025. He said troops of Operation Safe Haven, while responding to distress call about terrorist activities, intercepted a vehicle riddled with bullet holes along Jos Saga Road. He said during the encounter, two suspects in the vehicle attempted to buy their freedom with 13,742,000. The bribe, according to him, was rejected, and weapons, ammunition, and cash were seized. Also, he further disclosed that routine patrols led to the arrest of 7 suspected militias and criminals in Bakin Ladi and Jos South Local Government of Plateau, and Wamba and Sanga Local Government of Nasarawa and Kaduna State. Kange said items recovered included additional weapons, ammunition, motorcycles, and illicit drugs. In a separate operation, he said troops laid an ambush on Intege, Kuhan Pan Local Government area of Plateau State, neutralizing 2 bandits and credible intelligence of an impending attack. This news was sourced from the Nation newspaper. Troops reject 13.7 million naira bribe. Q bandit in nationwide crackdown. In another news, medical doctors in Ekiti and Ondo State have rejected the recent circular by the federal government on the review of allowances of health workers, describing it as obnoxious and a breach of existing agreement. The Nigerian Medical Association chapters in both states vowed to resist the policy, warning that failure to withdraw the circular within the 21-day ultimatum issued by the national body could lead to a nationwide strike. NMA leaders argued that the move undermined previously agreed salary relatively between doctors and other health workers and came amid worsening brain drain, poor remuneration, and work overload in Nigeria's healthcare system. The national body had issued a 21-day ultimatum to the federal government to withdraw the circular released through the National Salary Income and Wages Commission on June 27, 2025, with reference number SWC, particularly on the supposed upward review of allowances. NMA Ekiti State Chairman Dr. Ifedayo Oreyemi, in a chat with the newsmen on Thursday, urged the federal government to stop this circular forthwith before the expiration of the 21-day ultimatum. Oreyemi said that the circular was a flagrant contravention of the previous collective bargaining agreement that emphasized the existence of relativity in the remuneration of doctors with other healthcare workers. This news was sourced from the Le Post newspaper. Ekiti Ondo doctors set for showdown of a federal government pay review. On to the last news on the paper revealed this beautiful morning. Benue State Governor Isachi Alia has said that about 4,000 mushroom schools have been discovered in the state. Speaking on Thursday through his Chief Press Secretary Kula Taso, while briefing newsmen about his achievement in the educational sector in the past 2 years, the governor said the mushroom schools were not conducive for learning and were without qualified teachers. While he declined to comment on the next step the government would take, Tiaso stated that 9,700 qualified teachers were recruited into primary schools across the state. The governor further said that In 2023-2024, the government paid the external examination fees for about 19,000 students who sat the West African Examination Council, National Examination Council, and National Business and Technical Examinations Board. It further stated that the present administration had cleared the backlog of 38 months of hand allowance for staff of the Moses Adasu University, formerly Benue State University. The governor said that his administration had successfully secured a license to establish a University of Technology at Ihug, a Vadikaya local government area of the state. This news was sourced from the Punch newspaper. For more of the takes on the story read, please read further at the Punch newspaper. Benue covers 4,000 substandard schools. To bring newspaper review to a close this morning, here is a recap of the headlines. Shocking surge. Electricity subsidy jumps to 123% to nearly 2 trillion naira. Police rescue 31 kidnap victims in Taraba and Oyo State. Exit Edo Undo. Doctors set for shootdowns over federal government pay review. Benue uncovers 4,000 substandard schools. Troops reject 13.7 million naira bribe. Kill bandits in nationwide crackdown. And with that, we've come to the end of this paper review. Thank you very much for listening. You can download Carnival Media app from Google Play Store and app iOS. You can also check our website at www.carnivalmedia.ng. My name is Joseph Oyukola. Good morning, and please do well to enjoy the rest of your day.
Your kind of music, all day, all night, right here on your one and only station.
Carnival Radio. Enjoyment unlimited.
The best songs on the radio. This is my only favorite station.
Carnival Radio. Enjoyment unlimited.